Thank you for joining me here. I'm Christina with AskaMontessorian, and I'm coming to you tonight from beautiful Prescott, Arizona. Just last weekend we had the courthouse lighting, and it's absolutely gorgeous out here. I wanted to share with you guys 5 tips to co-parent successfully. It's going to be a Montessori approach. Please feel free to ask me if you have any questions. The first tip is to let it go. So the other parent is going to do things that are going to drive you nuts. And because you're no longer together, unfortunately, you're not in a partnership where you can have as much of an influence on each other as you would in a marriage. Therefore, it's really important that you simply let it go. You do the best you can and you let it go. The second tip I have for you is to meditate. Let it go and meditate. So things that other person does with your children, it's so hard because we're a mama bear and we want to protect them, and we get defensive and we become critical, and it's just really important that you approach picking them up, visitation, difficult situations, difficult conversations that you have to have with them. You want to be as calm as possible. And in order to do that, I highly suggest meditation. It'll help you be able to approach everything with a clear mind. You'll find solutions coming to you very easily. And I can't recommend meditation enough for all sorts of different areas in your life. The third tip I have for you is to be your best self and to have faith in your own parenting abilities. So you'll find that the other parent will respond much more positively when you model yourself instead of tell them what to do. So you want to model how you would act with your child. It's really important that you think about things that you don't necessarily agree with that the other parent is doing, and you model what you would like to happen with your child so that he or she can see the best ways to approach difficult situations. That parent may not have as much experience as you have, or they may not be as interested in working with your children and trying to keep their best interests at heart. Of course, you hope that the other parent has your child's best interest at heart, but they don't always realize the consequences of their actions. And so the fourth thing that I suggest is therapy. It's really important that you consider getting yourself, your children, and possibly the person that you're co-parenting with in therapy. And sometimes you can ask the therapist to approach the other parents and invite them to therapy, because from what I've heard from friends who are in co-parenting situations, a lot of time the other parent is against therapy, or they're not interested in it, or they feel like they must be doing something wrong to be considering therapy, and that's not the case at all. And sometimes you have to start going, and then the other parents hears the children talk about, well, mom said her therapist said this, or mom said that she's put together this plan with her therapist and it's really working. And then the other parent will learn through the children or through things that you've shown the children how therapy is impacting their lives, and it can be a really positive experience. And the fifth suggestion I have for you, it's completely based in Montessori, is follow your child. So I have a story for you. My oldest daughter and I had the experience of a divorce, and her father and I co-parented, and it wasn't until she was between 12 and 13 years old that she began to realize that she didn't want to go and spend time with him anymore. So my initial reaction as her mother is to protect her and take her away from him, because there were situations where she was physically put in danger and I was really concerned about her well-being. However, I had conversations with him. He loved spending time with his daughter. He really wanted to be a good father. So we continued to co-parent together. And then between 12 and 13 years old, Loriana made the decision not to go to his house anymore. So she still has a good relationship with him. She still spends time with him. She just didn't want to be committed to spending, a week or, several hours at his house. She decided that it wasn't a good fit for them. And so if you follow your child and you have faith in your parenting abilities, your children will blow you away. They're little independent thinkers. They're going to tell you, I don't feel comfortable with this situation, or I don't want to do this. And you follow them and you listen to them. And that's why the fourth thing we mentioned, therapy, that's how therapy can be really helpful, because the therapist can be an outside resource to talk to you about whether the visitation schedule that you have is working, whether the other parent's behavior is appropriate. And then I'm a parent, I co-parented, so I'm just going to be vulnerable with you whether your behavior is appropriate, because there were some situations where I wasn't doing things that were completely in my child's best interest, and that was brought to my attention. And when we saw a therapist, it really helped, because you end up in this mindset where you don't want to look at yourself, you don't want to criticize yourself, you don't want to think about how you can change your behavior in order to influence your child's life. So the 5 tips, let's go over it one more time. 5 tips. Let it go. Meditate. Always do your best and have faith in your own abilities. Seek therapy. And in relation to having faith in your own abilities, have faith in your child's abilities and follow your child. You can learn so much from them. Thank you guys for joining me here tonight. You want to show them the lights? It's so beautiful out here. So the gazebo this year is Frozen themed, and there's Elsa and Olaf. It's really beautiful. What's the deer's name? I can't remember the deer's name. If you guys remember the deer's name, comment and put it in the comments. It doesn't quite do it justice. Like when you see a whale, it's beautiful. He was like, oh, yeah, I don't know.
Hey man,